walk away. There's no way. None of those stories I even have anything close to. I don't have 6 billion, but I look it. And sometimes you don't have to have it, you just need to look it. Because sometimes in life, not ever. Sometimes in life, people don't get a chance to even meet you or say hi. But how you look is what they take away. So all when we're broke sometimes, we just have to look like we have it. Right? My story is I'm a multi-potentialite. Still full of potential, still on the journey. And saying that, she talked about my wine background. But I'm also an interior designer. If you ever go to Hedonism Hotel, I redid all their public areas. I'm not trained to be an interior designer, but I just have a good sense of style. I have written 2 children's books. And when Sonia spoke, because those 2 children's books are about child molestation. One is called Please Don't Touch My Tomato for girls. And Please Don't Touch My Banana for boys. Please Don't Touch My Tomato won an award for the best picture children's book in the Caribbean. So, I've not had the experience myself, but it came to me one night through the name Please Don't Touch My Tomato, and I just wrote the book and illustrated, and it's on Amazon and also available in Fontana. So apart from that, I paint. I'm an artist and I do ceramics. I am a wine consultant and lecturer, an entrepreneur, still running wine with me, and I have a candle business that I do from recycled wine bottles. And I am tired. My dream job, and you guys don't have to have the same dream, but because I'm tired, I want to be kept. That's my dream job. I just want to be kept. But my problem, every time I send my husband a note and say I want to be kept lavishly, the lavish get lost in translation. So here I am having to work like 10 jobs. But it's okay. We're called independent women. So what I want to say, mine was supposed to be about never bitter, always better. I've never been bitter, so it was hard for me to find what to say. But I've seen bitterness around me. But I wanted to start with a fable. There's a grandfather who was speaking to his grandson. And he said, "Grandson, there is a story of 2 wolves that has a fight." And he said, one wolf is kindness, gentleness, compassion, love, hope, and generosity. And the other wolf is anger, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, and bitterness. And the grandson looked at his grandpa and said, "Grandpa, which wolf would win?" And the grandfather said, "The one you feed." I'm going to repeat that. The one you feed. But I'm going to now add one more word. The one you choose to feed. Because everything we do in our lives, every experience we have, every reaction, who controls it? You. Our reaction is our chain reaction. It's not Joy's fault that I'm not 6 billion like Miss Witter over there. I mean, I must say, it's not bitter, but there's some little envy in there. I mean, hello, she reached my number before me. Run again, Cartier. But like I said, I use the word multipotentialite. So the potential is still there because I'm alive. And once you live, there's hope. Right? I'll never forget that. So, like the young man said, and there's another thing I wanted to say. There was a Buddhist talking to a student. And he said to the student, if a person is struck by an arrow, does it hurt? And if they're struck by another arrow, is it more painful? And he went on to explain to his students, in life, we can't always control the first arrow. However, the second arrow is our reaction to the first. The second arrow is optional. So I'm going to tell you about my second arrow. She spoke about owning wine with me in Montego Bay, 2007. It was the first wine bar in Jamaica because we don't grow grapes, so wine was new. But you know, we're good follow fashion, so anything was happening in the world, we wanted it here, and we were going to do it better. I mean, you guys have seen, like, anything that happened in the world, we do it and we just take it to a whole other level. We're levelers. So wine with me came about and was very stush. It looked like me, kind of stush. So had this business going on, and it was doing well. You know, even though it was new, people were coming in because it was fabulous. It made people feel fabulous, and you'd hold your wine glass by the stem and you'd swirl and you go, darling. You know, people were feeling very elevated. So here comes the same recession that took Miss Witter off her feet. I realized that people stopped coming in because you had to eat, but you didn't have to eat at that level and out. You know, you were home cooking, whatever. Anyway, the location where I was kind of had its challenging because otherwise somewhere else maybe I would have been able to ride it out, but we didn't have any parking, we didn't have enough space to do events which we were getting asked for. So I had to close. And of course, broken-hearted because I put everything that I had in it. Not much to start, but it built up. Because I'm one of those, I just see the ocean and I decide I'm going to do something and I leap and I run and jump in the middle and then I go, oh, now I have to swim. I don't wait for everything to be perfect. I don't wait to have all the money in the bank. I decide if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Because failing is not fatal. It's not fatal. And I'm going to tell you my failure story. And I don't call it failure because if you try, you can't fail. Failure is for the person who sits down, criticize everything and tell you what you're not doing right, even though they have never done anything. So that's the failure. Not you trying and it not work out. It's timing. Yes, that's all it is. Shout it out, darling. Amen. It's all timing. So I had to close my wine bar. And of course, when I closed it, I was in debt. Not 25 million, but to me, it felt like 25 million because everything is subjective. Yeah. So I owed some debt, but before I go into this debt story, I have to bring the bank story. Because I used to tell you, guys, Friday evening, 4 o'clock was my favorite time of the day as a young entrepreneur. Bank close, exactly. Bank close at 4 o'clock on a Friday was the only time I could breathe. You see, Monday morning at 9 o'clock, oh my God, the nuts. From Sunday night. I can't sleep because especially if you are in an overdraft. So I used to have a special ring from the bank. And with the bank ringing, oh my God. So one day my lovely banker called me. And this is another thing, guys, when you're an entrepreneur, ordinary people calling you, oh, Miss Levee, you owe like a Smalls. What the hell is that? Don't they know who I am? Oh, Smalls. Anyway, so the bank now called me. Miss Levee, you're in overdraft. I said, I am. She said, yes. I said, okay, do me a favor. Look on your screen and tell me if I was in overdraft yesterday. She looked, she come back, no, Miss Levee. So I said, yesterday you owe me money. I never call you. Why are you calling me today for because I owe you for money? She said, it's a partnership. It can't be one way. I owe you, you call me, you owe me for how many weeks? And I never call you. There was silence on the phone because the bank manager was on the floor. She was cracking up. She said, I've never heard it put that way, but it really is. So back to my story now. So when I had my wine bar and I had to close, I closed in debt. But guys, this is what I'm going to impart now. The most important thing you can have in life is not a bank account, is integrity. Yeah. Your good name, like we call it in Jamaica. When I closed and my suppliers were calling me, and I said, guys, I just don't have the money because I didn't have another income at the time. So I said, I just don't have any money, but I haven't forgotten. One Thanksgiving, I put out on social media. I want to thank my suppliers who I still owe money. I haven't forgotten. I'm just temporarily broke. So because you have to own it. Before, like she said, other people start telling your story, you tell your own story. I used to go out, because a lot of people know me because I write for the newspaper and, I'm fabulous. So, Somebody like me now, people want to see you cut down. It's just like they live for it. So I would go out in public, like big table of people go, "Hi Cecile, how are you doing?" I say, "Fabulous but broke." And of course, they're not answering it. So you're writing your narrative so they can't talk about it. But you already tell everybody you're broke. But it's not defining who I am. I am still fabulous. Another friend of ours too, who I also owned, but his daughter and my daughter was best friends. So I owned this company. So one day he left his daughter with my daughter. So he said, "Cecile, I need to have you, now let me check so I can call you when I'm ready to pick up my daughter." So he looked in his phone and said, "Let me just double check to make sure your phone number is right." And he read out the number and I said, "Oh yeah, that's a number that people I owe money have." So you yourself, you can't, it's what it is. Crying does not solve problems. Bitterness does not solve problem. So when your friend is doing better than you and you're bitter about it, it's not going to change your situation. Resenting her is not going to change. The only thing is going to change your situation is action in it. You hear Gloria spoke about how she took steps and action. Sitting down and going, "Oh, our Father, have faith, have faith, have faith." God wanted to have faith, but he wanted to action it. Just thinking about it and wishing and dreaming and stuff, unless you have a great hubby and give me his number, it's not going to happen on its own. You have to action things. So when I couldn't pay them, it took me 2 years. Some of them had stopped calling me because they gave up hope that I would ever pay them their money. However, things pass, and as things do, it gets better if you don't stay at home and watch LMN TV. Yes. So yes, things do get better. It does not, no matter how rough the storm, it must end. It must pass, and I want you young ladies to remember that no matter what you're going through, there's an end. There is an end, so don't ever, ever, ever give up. So the 2 years passed, and I was doing better. So I start calling around to the suppliers to say, "Oh, this is Cecile Levee. I owed you money for 2 years. I want to pay. I'm doing much better." I could hear one of the guys driving and I could hear the car because it's like somebody after 2 years calling to say, "I owe you money, I'm paying you back." Especially after I knew that it was probably written off by insurance. But in my integrity, they lent me their money. They gave me their goods in good faith. And I was not going to walk away and say, "Oh well, things happen, oh well." Fast forward to 3 years ago. The same gentleman that almost crashed, he came to Negril, because I'm now in Negril, because I'm one of those women who are following her husband around, because he's a good guy, and I know you girls come on a shop. So keeping an eye on him, so I move closer to home. So I move closer to home. Some of you are tricky and cute on top of the trickiness and cute. And you see, when I was trying to do this, that's all I can do. Someone can do it. So I have to know, I have to really kind of level up what I'm good at. So anyway, when I was ready now, he was the one who came back and said, "Cecile, I think it's time you do this again. Jamaica is now ready, and where you are is ready." You know that I said to him, I said, "But I still have no money." It's amazing how people think because you're pretty, you must be rich. I mean, what is that? Pretty, rich. But the same thing, I say, "Universe, I'm too pretty to be poor. Bring it on. Cartier, raise the roof for me. I'm too pretty to be poor. Too pretty." So the same gentleman, believe it or not, that I owed for 2 years, but because I called and paid, he came and he said, "I'm going to give you all the stock you need. Pay me not $1. And I thought he was going to give me a 3 months. It took 1 year before he asked me to pay $1. And all the other 3 suppliers, when they hear that I was open, every one of them respond, "What do you need?" And it took me 3-4 months before I had to pay any of them $1. Because guess what? They know my integrity. They knew I might not have $1, but I have integrity. And that, guys, at the end of the day, is what you use as your trading. Because sometimes all of us don't have some money, and sometimes we're temporary cash poor. Yes, we're not poor, but sometimes we just can't find the dollars. Yes. So your integrity is what I want to impart on you guys. And I heard earlier Cartier talked about, we're here with him. Another thing that happened to me too, why I've been looking at life in a different way. In July 11th last year, I had lunch with my husband and my youngest daughter. And after we finished lunch, I was coming to Montego Bay, so I was walking towards the car, and I stopped at the hotel front desk talking to one of the staff, like I love to chit-chat. And they said, boy, Miss Levee, you love to travel, because I travel a lot. Yes, this year was 10 countries, last year 12. I travel a lot. It's what I love to do. Anytime, give me your numbers. I love to travel, so I will give up everything for traveling. So she was saying to me about traveling, and I said to her, I said, I'm not living my best life, I'm living my only life. So change that phrase. I hear everybody living my best life. You don't get to do it again. There's no suitcase on a coffin. It's not vacation, one time. So you're living your only life. And that's what I said to her. And I said to her, and I'm living that life like it's golden. That's the only thing I remembered until I ended up in the hospital, unconscious from a serious car accident. My daughter and I driving, to this day I have no recollection of the accident, is what people told me and my daughter tell me. A truck got out of control and wrote us off. Broke my collarbone, broke my daughter's two lower vertebrae in her back. She had to wear a back brace. Thank God, we're alive. So that is what we have to give. So just like that, guys, things change. But when it changes, it gives you a whole new perspective. Yes. I want to get rid of things. I want experiences. I want to spend time with the people that matter, the ones that stood by Angela when she was in trouble. Not the ones who are there for the the rare and the party and the good times. The ones, and sometimes, guys, God give you adversity just to show you who they are. Sometimes it's not like he's like, God, why are you doing this to me? It's sometimes to show you who they are that you need to leave behind. Everybody's not for all of the journey. Some people are for part of it, some people for another part, some people for another part. So he gives us adversity all the time to see who you must leave off at this bus stop. So, and when you see it, guys, think. So one of the things I learned, the rat race is for rats. Yeah. So we're not in a rat race. Run your own race at your own pace. You see somebody is looking fabulous, and if you don't know what they're going through, you don't know what their story is. A lot of people put up a front just to stay alive. Yeah. Just to get out their house every day, because if you really know their reality, you would start crying for them. So don't focus on anybody's. Look how many times you have seen a race and the person who sprint out first is not the winner. Only for those who, not for the swift, but those who can endure. So put your, don't look on social media life and think, oh my God, they're so fabulous. Run your own race. Corte used the word queen a lot, and this is an issue I have with our people in Jamaica, especially young women. You go queen, yeah, then you act like Constellation Prize. You let men use you, you let them abuse you, you let them disrespect another woman in your name. Yes. Because you feel like you're the chosen one of the week. Yes. We can't be queen and act like Constellation Prize. And when the thing, you have to respect yourself before you can expect someone to respect you. Somebody don't love you and have you out in public with your hand in front of your shorts leading you around in a public party. Somebody don't have you like I saw the other day, threw a girl on the top of a casket, of the hearse, and was on top of her. That's not love. That's not respect. But you have to set your boundaries. People only treat you how you allow them to treat you. You give people permission to treat yourself that way. The fact that all of you took the money, you got dressed, you look fabulous. The thing is really turned up. I almost felt like I wanted to go home, because when I was getting dressed and I look in my mirror, I thought, yes, fabulous. I came and there were people who look better. But I'm pretty, so I'm holding on to that. I'm pretty, holding on to that. So you have to be the one to set the tone. Be prepared to work hard. Be prepared to lose the business sometimes. Can't wake up because thing there to get your own. To get your own. And not all success is in an office or a bank teller. There are people who need people to clear the garbage on the thing. Those are the new wealth. Don't ever look down on honest living. It does not come one way. So stop letting people disrespect you. Stop giving them permission to do that. And stop disrespecting each other. Because again, I'm going back to Courtier because it's all about Queen Courtier. Courtier was talking about the bad mind is. This is not a Sunday church, a one-day Christian thing. So here everybody go, yeah, bad mind, break down bad mind, break down bad mind. As you step through the door, Lord, look on she. So it can't be a one day, this moment, and then as we come out and this is all gone, we're back to who we are. There's enough for everybody. There's enough for everybody. You know, you see how many people manufacture soap, toilet paper, toothpaste. It's not one manufacturer. There's enough for everybody. So we don't have to break down, destroy to get. Because even then, when you break down and destroy, unless you get up and do something, it's not going to automatically change. 5 minutes they're telling me. So guys, that is my thing. So make sure, guys, you have to be kind to each other as women. Don't let men that not deserving. Yes, you're making men that are not deserving. Roo, what's that? That's my new word. Some roo, yes, some crebe. Yes, coming into your lives. And because you guys, you're enlightened. You're all getting educated. All colleges have more women than men. And then you're picking up men that are not worthy. Guys, you can't go to Mr. Chin and say, Mr. Chin, I'm in love, give me grocery. Mr. Chin, my boyfriend, hot, give me grocery. It doesn't work that way. Who are you? So you guys you're devaluing your worth. The number we're working with today is 6 billion. You're devaluing your $6 billion worth. Yes. You're devaluing your $6 billion worth for men that are worth 1,000 Jamaican dollars. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, guys. So I'm going to read one of the things. I have a lot of quotations and things that I like to go back. But this one, because I know Jamaican women love love. Yes, you love love. And that's when I let the men get away with something called Lord, him just love myself. But hurting somebody is not love. Pain is not love. So when they're telling them love you, let them show it to you with their action. Yes. What Nadine says, one bag them out, action no bag them out, yes. So let them show you they love you in their action. Any of you, since you've been here, I've not taken my eyes off Cartier husband because him just look at her like that. Like that, yes. And just look at and I said, my God, I should have taken a picture because I want my husband to look at me like that. And if he's not, I want another husband. Because I asked Angela, kept showing us, look how Cartier husband, look at him, look at Cartier. I mean, I want that. Yes. So that is not him telling Courtier how fabulous it is. The man, I can't leave the woman. That to me is love. So, here is a poem I like by Vertical Shopstorm. It says, after a while, you learn the subtle difference between holding a hand and chaining a soul. And you learn that love doesn't mean learning, and company doesn't always mean security. And you begin to learn that kisses aren't contracts, and presents aren't promises. And you begin to accept your defeats with the head up and your eyes ahead, with the grace of a woman, not the grief of a child. And you learn to build all your roads on today, because tomorrow's ground is too uncertain for plans. And future have a way of falling down mid-flight. After a while, you learn that even sunshine burns if you get too much. So you plant your own garden. Important, plant your own garden. Decorate your own soul. Instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. and you learn that you really can endure, that you really are strong, and you really do have worth. And you learn with every goodbye you learn.
Yes.
So nothing in life is fatal. Ending of anything is not fatal. So you guys have to just dig deep. Dig deep and find back that self-worth. Because all of your strong Jamaican women that birthed you. Strong Jamaican, a lot of adversity, but here you are. And one thing I have to give note to. What's Ash? Shardy. I was outside and I looked and I saw Shardy and I said, whoever brought her here, that's a mother with vision. That's where we start them. That's where we start them. Yes, I was so thrilled to see her, and not to mention her fabulous frock. But I was so thrilled to see that somebody understood that that is the age we start to teach them that you are powerful beyond measure. You are powerful beyond measure. Don't dim your light. We're powerful. Don't dim your light for others to shine, because it's in you shining that you give them permission, because they will look and say, if Charlie K can do it, if Angela Witter can do it, if Gloria can do it, if Sonia can do it. Where's my other speaker? Oh, she's not here yet. And if I'm still a multipotentialite. I still don't reach the 6 billion, but I'm working on it. But guys, so give yourself the opportunity to give it your best shot. Don't ever give up on yourself. And I think I'm done now. So thank you guys so much.